Let me bring in NBC News Chief White House Correspondent Peter Alexander. Peter, as we noted, the president will make remarks later. Do we know some of the specifics of what he is going to announce in terms of additional aid to Ukraine?
Yeah, we do expect to hear from President Biden just shy of noon Eastern time today, just a couple of hours from now, where we are told by officials familiar with his remarks that he will announce $800 million in additional security aid to be delivered to Ukraine. That would mean $1 billion of U.S. security aid going to Ukraine in just the last week, having been announced $2 billion in total since the president took office, which is far more than any other country right now. But the president certainly is facing pressure, as you heard Garrett say, and from President Zelenskyy himself, this sort of heroic comedian turned commander-in-chief, delivering a message to the leader of the free world, to Joe Biden, saying that being that leader means being a leader for peace, saying the destiny of his country is being decided right now. And the U.S., the White House specifically, has indicated that they believe what they have done so far, those military equipment, the pieces of military equipment, they will be restocking, that they have been effective for the Ukrainian soldiers, for the Ukrainian forces to this point. They include things called Stingers and Javelins, effectively anti-tank and anti-aircraft missiles. But what was significant and what we heard from Volodymyr Zelenskyy here is what he wants the U.S. to do to go further, and acknowledging that if there needs to be an alternative to a new no-fly zone, given the criticism or the concerns among some on Capitol Hill, and certainly the opposition to that among members of the administration, that he would support handing over those fighter jets or those long-range, those mobile long-range air defense systems called the S-300s or others of that kind. And they're important because they can help target those cruise missiles, which Volodymyr Zelenskyy says have now hit his country in a number that totals about 1,000 so far. So it is likely we will hear the president go a bit further. We are hearing that the president is likely to offer some of what Zelenskyy is asking, but still a line has to this point been drawn about handing over those aircraft. The concern being that, in the words of the president, that would spark World War III, Lester.
All right, Peter, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.